I preferred strangulation in killing my victims because I enjoyed seeing them lose consciousness in my bare hands. I'm Israel Keys, and this is my story. I was born on January 7, 1978 in Richmond. For years, my siblings and I have been forced to sleep in a tent due to our cabin's small size. We also hunted food, chopped firewood, and worked on local farms to survive. As a hobby, I hunted anything with a heartbeat, and I even skinned deers alive. Since I was 14 years old, I have been aware that I consider some things to be normal that no one else seems to. I robbed multiple banks, raped women, and burglarized dozens of homes. After my time in the army, I began my murdering. The town I lived in was just so boring. I targeted random people across the United States to avoid detection. After months of planning, I usually killed far from home and never in the same area twice. I took extraordinary actions to avoid detection. Once I flew to Chicago, rented a car to drive 1,000 miles to Vermont. There I used a kill kit that I placed there 2 years earlier for a murder. I once committed a double homicide of a young couple which occurred in 2001. I beat the male to death, fatally strangled his girlfriend, and buried them both. On June 8, 2011, I killed an old couple. I broke into their home and tied them up before driving them to an abandoned farmhouse, where I shot the husband before sexually assaulting and strangling his wife. I hid both of their bodies so that they would never be found. In 2012, I kidnapped a female coffee booth employee in Alaska and took her debit card and other property. I even sexually assaulted her before killing her the following day. I spent her fortune, then returned to her after 2 weeks, applied makeup, sewed her eyes open with a fishing line, and snapped a picture of a newspaper alongside her body to ask for a ransom. After this, I dismembered her body and disposed of it in the lake. In an interview, I once talked about how I studied every serial killer that was ever written about and that I particularly liked Ted Bundy. I was arrested on March 13, 2012, after the police tracked my withdrawals from her account. I wanted to avoid publicity for my daughter's sake, so I cooperated and confessed to some of my crimes. In 2012, I ended my own life with a razor blade in my prison cell.